Let's talk about the day in the life of a top 1% F&I manager. You ever wonder what separates the average F&I manager from the top 1%? It isn't just skill, it's structure. And the best F&I managers in the business, they don't wing it. They have repeatable habits that reduce stress, increase PVR, and build trust with both their customers and their sales teams. So if you ever wondered what a high-performing day looks like behind the F&I desk, I'm going to share it with you. So let's break it down. I want to share with you what I consider the daily playbook of the top 1% F&I managers. And it all starts with preparation. And what do I mean by preparation? The top 1% of F&I managers in this country, they start their day 15 to 30 minutes early at the dealership. They don't get there and start their day at 9 o'clock. They start it at 8:30, quarter of 9. They set themselves up. They go through their CRM. They go through their finance portal. They look at all the deals from yesterday. They clean up all their crap from the day before, and they get themselves ready for today. And why does that work? Why does getting there early work? Because you become better prepared. You get rid of all that minutia in the morning before you start your day, and now you're prepared for when the customers come in. There's more to preparation as well. They check in with the sales team. They check in with the sales managers. They check in with the accounting department. Throughout the day, they're checking in with the general manager and the sales manager, and they're reviewing the CRM tool so that they know what's going on, just like the sales managers do. The CRM tool is a very important tool for F&I managers, just like it is for sales managers. The manufacturing of deals, they become part of the deal. So checking with each sales consultant, checking with the managers throughout the day so they prepare themselves when those customers are ready for the F&I turn. It works because it builds trust with the sales team. It shows that you're a team player, and it eliminates a number of those roadblocks that are often there when you're unprepared. They're disciplined in the way they present themselves and how they structure deals and how they present themselves with customers. They're willing, more than willing, to do introductions and get involved in the deals early, to form connections with the customer, to determine the customer's driving habits prior to giving a presentation in F&I. That's what the top F&I managers do. And they follow the same presentation every single time. The only difference in their presentation is if it's a cash deal, a lease deal, or a finance deal. It doesn't matter if it's an employee deal or a friend of the dealer principal. This works. Consistency, persistence, logical and intelligent persistence, so that they don't focus on a verbal vomit presentation. They have a clean, precision presentation that points out the features of each product, and they save the benefits for each product when the customer says no at the end, or is unsure or hesitates to buy products. That's what the top F&I managers do. They're very consistent in their approach. It's always the same. They're much better prepared. And that instills confidence when they're sitting in front of a customer. Because they don't have to worry about all that minutia, as I mentioned before. It's all cleaned up so that they can focus solely on their customer that's sitting in front of them. And then at the end of their presentation, they have a structured means to overcome the customer's concerns. When the customer says no, they have a process that they follow that all starts with an acknowledgement statement. I get it. I understand how you feel. They use perspective talking rather than empathy. Empathy is good. I understand how you feel. I felt the same way. But perspective talking is better because you see things from the customer's perspective. And the only way that you can determine the customer's perspective is by doing an introduction. And they're more than willing to do that introduction. Not only do they form that connection and lower apprehension and resistance with the customer prior to doing a presentation, but they get the customer to ease into the F&I process. And then they give a telling presentation that keeps the customer at bay. And then they ask the customer every single time at the end of their presentation, they want the customer to make a selection. Which option works best for you? Now, I challenge you to go to prodprep.com and check us out because a lot more of this information is laying there on the Product Prep website. But let's get back to handling customers' objections or concerns at the end of their presentation. They embrace the no. They're not afraid to hear the customer say, nah, I really don't want any of that. Nah, I'll take my chances. I had it before and never used it. You know what? My friend told me not to buy it. My friend's a mechanic. They can handle every one of those. I get it. Your friend's a mechanic. Do you mind if I ask you a question? No, go right ahead. What dealership do they work at? Why do you ask? I ask because they have to be working at a dealership because of all the diagnostic equipment that's needed to figure out what's wrong with the car. And if they don't have that diagnostic equipment, so on and so forth. That's what they do. And they do it with confidence. And they ease back in their chair and they have conversations with their customer every single time. So what's the playbook? Preparation, plan, prepare, perform. We talk about it all the time at prodprep.com. How you need to plan your day, prepare yourself so that you can perform that much better. So don't be afraid to walk in the service door rather than the front door. That's what the top F&I managers do. They seek out opportunities in addition to the opportunities that they will face every single day in the showroom floor. They go to the customer lounge and talk to customers that are in there for an oil change or anything else and have conversation with them and invite them into their office and try to sell them something if they didn't buy it when they first purchased the vehicle. And after all, customers are getting inundated with buy a service contract, buy a service contract. So why not take the opportunity while they're sitting in your waiting room while their vehicle's in service and they got nothing better to do? Put them in your office and share with them some of the options that are available to them after they bought the car. Let's face it, a customer who's having an oil change at 36,000 miles or 35,000 miles and plans on keeping the car for another 2 or 3 years is definitely a candidate for a service contract or any other products that you sell. But keep in mind, those products that you sell, you have to wait 30 days, like tire and wheel or key replacement, stuff like that. But the bottom line here is the best are the top 1% of F&I managers in this country. The reason they are the top 1% is because they have a game plan. They plan their work and work their plan. And that's how it gets done. So if you want to become one of the top 1% F&I managers in the country, get over to Prod Prep and check us out because we got a number of additional ideas, techniques, and tips to put you on the track to be the top F&I managers in this country, one of the 1%. So if you like what you heard, get to prodprep.com. Until next time, go get them.